Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Say her name. Say her name. Say her name. Sonya Massey had her life stolen from her from a sheriff's deputy's bullets from just 3 short rounds to the face, all because she had a hot boiling pot of water in her hand. And the guy felt threatened. He felt threatened for his life somehow. Like she was going to toss this pot of water on him that was boiling hot. And she was asked, we shouldn't have fire around while we're here. There shouldn't be a firearm. So she, in her mind, her logic, whatever it may have been, said, oh, I should go turn off the stove, put the pot on another burner, and continue on with this. But it didn't happen like that. She had the pot of boiling water and said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She invoked the name of a historical figure, a supernatural figure, whatever the case you want to be. I mean, there are details that, Jesus was never really around and on the earth, but that's besides the point. She was a Christian woman, apparently. She had oftentimes before being gunned down, she was requesting for her Bible. So this is pretty heavy stuff. This is pretty serious stuff. The whole altercation, just the video camera. If you put this in a movie, you'll be like, wow, that's really great direction. Because like the de-evolution, the dissolution of reason and logic and proper, just doing the right thing, just everything evaporated. It just all went to hell. Everything went down. Everything escalated rather quickly, as we say. There were the two police officers happened to be white. That really is inconsequential in a lot of respects, because it could have been black person. Because some people say, like the great Mr. Troy Star Terrain says, the worst cop is a black cop. So it may not be a racially motivated thing, but the cops happen to be white. They were playful almost in a sense, they're like, going back and forth, but then things got a little weird when he said, what the cop said, let me make sure I get his name. Deputy Sheriff. I'm looking for it right now. Still looking for it. They're showing off for her. They're showing everything for her, but they're not showing for the deputy. A sheriff's deputy. What's his name? Say his name. This is crazy. I'm looking for it. It's the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office. Why aren't they releasing their names? This is crazy. I could have sworn I saw their names. They're not showing it on anything. Grayson, that's it. His name is Grayson. Deputy Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson. And then he had a partner with him that was recording most of the action. And his lawyer had no comment. So they know they're in hot water. They know they're pretty much up, Schitt's Creek in that regard. But, it was just a cluster F. It was a major cluster F. Super cluster F. Because it started, like most things do, start off very calm and collected, and He asked her, opened the door. They got into the house. They're asking her what the issue was. Why did she call 911? She said there was a prowler about. There was no prowler. They discovered. They found a black truck with the windows knocked out. They were asking her about that. She seemed as if she had some kind of mental issues. She was my age. She's 36 years old. She was same age as I. I don't know. I have mental issues. I have bipolar disorder. I don't understand why she really had to get killed, though. I don't understand. I don't really understand. Maybe even murdered. I mean, it hasn't been adjudicated yet. It hasn't been decided yet. And the deputy is still proven, he's still innocent until proven guilty before a court of law. So, but he asked, it was very playful and then / condescending / that like white humor, like, ha ha ha, yeah, well, it shouldn't take you that long to say your last name. Like that kind of condescending, kind of very, talking down at, people of color kind of thing. Not like respectfully, it's all right, take your time, ma'am. That would have been proper at the beginning. And that's probably one of the reasons why he was so trigger happy towards the end. That's the sad part about all of this. Is that he took things into his own hands when he didn't have to. And like I said, they prompted her to go to the stove. It wasn't like she was inching back to get the pot of water to splash on the cops. They said, oh, could you, in a sense, I'm paraphrasing, could you turn off the fire? We shouldn't have fire while we're talking right now. So it was fire on the stove. She turned it off, took the pot off the burner, and said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And that was kind of like a incongruous statement. I really don't understand where it come from, but it doesn't matter. She could have said anything. She could have said the cops are the worst thing in the world. F the police. She could have said all that, and it still would have been okay because that's freedom of speech. Like as an atheist, I'm totally against saying somebody rebuking in the name of Jesus, but it doesn't matter. She could have said whatever she wanted to say. It was her house. It was her property. Especially because she could have said anything, So she had the pot in her hand, and she got spooked because she looked at the officer, and he had the gun trained on her already, and said you better effing not, or I'll do something else. He said something else, but he was just using expletives and different things like that. Or I'll shoot you in the effing face. And he actually did do that. So, and these are the people we look up to, kids, ladies and gentlemen. We all support them. This is the kind of language they use, and why can't we use this language anyway? Military, police, firemen, fire people. They use this kind of language all the time. So, just a reminder how we revere these figures, but at the same time we don't chastise them for their use of language. It's interesting. But beyond language, a woman's life was taken from her, was stolen from her by the people that were sent to protect her. She called 911. She was the one that initiated the entire evening. She was the one that was worried about people prowling around her property, as you should. As that should be a great thing to do. You should be safeguarding your home and your valuables and your property, all your belongings. So when the cops arrived, they did standard procedure. Sheriff's office. At least it wasn't a no knock. At least it wasn't just, barge in the door and, knock down and say whatever is going there. They were pretty much on code. They were pretty much following protocol up and until, they started asking for ID, and I just gets me at the point where he said, it shouldn't take you this long to say your last name. It should take as long as she wants. She could take an hour and say, what is my last name? Is it Missy? Is it Mossy? Is it Massey? I don't know. Let me figure out. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. And the fact that the partner, he was in on it too. I think he was pretty much saying, he was trying to say go get the kid, but no, he was gonna go get the kid, but Grayson, he reminded him that it's a headshot wound, it's a shot to the face. There's not much we can do here, but we can at least try to stop the bleeding or something like that. Super cluster F. Super. Failure of power, failure of force, failure of everything that is consequential to this case. It was just a series of failures and malfunctions. Complete and utter disaster. We should uphold our police as the great men and women that protect our rights, not the ones that violate our rights, like taking our lives. I mean our as United States citizens, not just people of color or anyone like that. Everybody that's a United States citizen that's not even police officers, they have the right. They have rights too. They have rights to be alive in this country, to be focused on living and creating and building and doing whatever they can to ensure that the streets and homes are clear of criminals and things of that nature. So she was pretty coherent. She was asked, are you okay mentally or something like that? And she was like, yes, I have my medicine or something like that. So that was a clear indication that she may not have been all there. Like I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying how and I'm really going at Grayson because he had the tool of destruction in his hands. He had the power of death in his hands. He could have done anything and everything to destroy her life, which he did. And what'd she do? She had the pot in her hand, and then she saw the gun, and she dropped it. She dropped the pot on the floor, hot boiling water on the floor. Then she tried to get up, and that's when he shot her. He got slick on the hand. He got slick with the trigger. He didn't think. That's the problem. It was a failure of thought. It was a failure of reason. He just reacted. He didn't see anything. I don't know his background. I don't know if he's military experience. I don't know what his entire resume was. I might have to look for that. I didn't check for that. I'm gonna look for it right now. And I have 0 viewers right now. 0 viewers. Thank you all. I'm waiting for rebroadcast land. Everything's showing the body cam. Everything's body cam, body cam, body cam. So she called for police help. Let me see. It's already reached out to the Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker as well as President, still, Joe Biden and his wife Jill, who have found it horrifying to see this kind of footage. And of course, who else is on the case? Benjamin Crump. Of course he's on the case. Of course he has something to say about something. I don't know how he. What is it that is it like the families? Do they solicit him are there people that from his camp, from his offices that go after these cases? pretty amazing. Grayson was denied bail. Here's something. Sheriff Jack Campbell said Grayson did not act as trained or in accordance with our standards, and his actions do not reflect the values and training of the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office or law enforcement as a whole. Not a whole, but a whole. Okay. According to documents, Grayson drew his 9mm gun and threatened to shoot Massey in the face. Grayson aggressively yelled for her to put down a pot of boiling water as Grayson drew close to Massey. He fired 3 times at about 1:21 a.m., striking her once in the face. Grayson had not activated his body-worn camera until then, though another sheriff's deputy, who has not been named, had... Okay, so he hasn't been named. I was making sure. Had his activated after arriving at Massey's house. Okay. See, that right there is a violation, I think. When you don't have, if you're a cop and you don't have your body camera operating and you're on the scene, I think that is a clear violation. I don't know if it's, negligible or if it's actually, if it's actually not permanent. I don't know what my brain is doing right now, but if it's not respectable, if it's significant. They see how my brain works? It's crazy, right? If it's negligible or significant, that's to be discussed. But the sheriff is against his actions automatically. Nobody's this looks like an open shut case. This looks like clear murder. Even the deputy, another sheriff's deputy that was there at the scene, he asked, "Where was the gun? Where was the gun?" And that's ridiculous because there was no gun. There obviously was just a pot of boiling water. Like, what are you talking about? Where's the gun? What does that have to do with anything? Why even suggest that there had to have been a gun? What did she have the gun at all anywhere? There was a pot. She had her both hands on a pot of boiling water. Where's the gun? There was only her body. Actually, she wasn't even holding the pot of water still, or making a threat to throw it at him. So it's very interesting when it comes to that point. It gets to a level of understanding as clear and definite. So I would say that Grayson is definitely headed towards prison. He's not been found guilty. He's not even been sentenced yet. He's not been sentenced or found guilty, neither one. But it doesn't look good for him. It doesn't look good. And the charges carry, anywhere from 45 years for murder, 6 to 30 years for assault or something like that. I saw it somewhere. If he is actually convicted. I'm looking for it right now. He pleaded guilty on all 5 counts of 3. What was it? It's 3 counts of first-degree murder and 2 other counts from the July 6th shooting. We're just getting the body camera footage, so this was what is that? 17 days ago? So we're just getting the body footage. That's why everything is becoming an uproar, because we're finally understanding what is happening, what's going on. it's very scary. Very scary stuff. You don't know. I hope all these different cases, all these different names, these different people, all these different people, I hope they serve as some kind of training lesson. Like, don't get trigger happy. Don't, jump on the gun, literally, or almost literally. Not really literally. But don't use acts of force against innocent people. That's basically it. She was completely innocent. She showed no sign of threat whatsoever. And the reason why I think she said I rebuke in the name of Jesus, because he was being so condescending, and I'm holier than thou, and I'm the law, and I can say whatever I say goes, kind of thing. That's what's so dangerous about all this. That's what's so dangerous about everything that is involved in this. So I would say that this Sonya Massey is probably going to be just another one, another notch in the horrific post of names that have been claimed by the police officers or vigilantes of whatever race. I don't care, whatever race. Maybe it could be especially black. Maybe it could. Could have been different if it was a white woman. Could have been different if it was a white man. We don't know. That's not even the point. The point is, this woman was shot dead by a police sheriff's deputy and has to own up to all his misdeeds, has to own up to his actions. It's only possible for him to be able to show that he is of a sound mind and able to perform his duties. That's what he should have shown. That he was patient, that he was respectful, because they're the servants. If we have to remember that they're public servants. They're part of the government. They're one of the crucial aspects of government. They're one of the mainstays of the government, of the state, with a capital S, of the state. So they should be respected, they should be honored, they should be revered for their work. However, when they do something as disgusting and disturbing as this, they should be completely punished, and they should be brought forward in a court of law and sentenced, or found guilty or not guilty, or sentenced or not sentenced, depending on the evidence that is weighed. And I think there's overwhelming evidence in this situation. Overwhelming. There's not even like a shadow of doubt. Well, she had the pot of water and it looked like she was coming towards him, and none of that. She said, oh, okay. Whoa, it got serious. It got real. Like, what else do you do when you see guns in or a gun in your face? What do? You literally drop everything. She didn't want to drop a whole pot of boiling water on the floor just and put up her hands. I mean, that would have been ridiculous. She dropped the pot of water on the floor. She actually had a thought in her mind. She actually saw what she was doing. She put the pot on the floor, then came up, and then bang. That was disturbing. That was distressing. That was disgusting. That is horrific that this actually had to happen. It's a shame that more people don't realize the fact that people are more inclined to know that police have a sacred and solemn duty. I mean, I'm not saying duty as in, the philosophical sense that you have to do something, for someone else, or you have to do something for God or something like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the duty of saying of protection, of the swearing to protect the Constitution and swearing to protect and to serve, and primarily to protect. I won't even say serve somebody. I mean, yes, you're doing service. I appreciate that. But a lot of people think serve means you're doing social work and things of that nature. That's not a cop's job. All right, we got one person in here, the Blue Baron. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in God either, Blue Baron. Are you on topic? Are you on the story? Make sure you tell 12 people around me, but don't tell 13. Right now, take this video and send it to 12 people. But it's just a sad situation. But there is no God. But thank God there's body cams. If we didn't have body cams now implemented across the country, this might have been a totally different story. Because we could have heard, oh yeah, she she had a switchblade that she pulled out when she dropped the pot of hot water. She had a Glock on her, and she pointed it right at my face, right at my head. So I shot her in the first place. I shot her instead. The Blue Baron, why should I? Why shouldn't you? That's the real question. Why shouldn't you? So I think with all the power and glory that we, that are bestowed upon police, we have the black and white and blue flags. I'm all for police. Go police. Do your thing if you must. But when it comes to things like this matter and so many others in the past, it gets to a point where it's very sad. It gets to a point where it's very difficult to try to support the police. I understand why people say F the police. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. That's the plan, to show you that I understand. So with all the talk about people getting shot and killed in the streets, I mean, it's really sad. I mean, that's the thing I can come up with. It's horrific. It's deplorable. It's vicious. Should have never happened. There is no reason why we should have someone that doesn't represent, all cops. Obviously, Grayson doesn't represent all cops in the force. He's like in the 1 or 2% of cops that really are trigger happy and are scared and don't know how to properly use a weapon. He had good aim, but not at the right. It's like great intention, bad judgment. That was it. That sums up. That's what I learned in the United States Marine Corps. Great intention, terrible judgment. Terrible judgment. Horrific judgment. This woman's life was taken from her. And the family is gone to Crump. Crump is on the case, as he always is, when it comes to different things like situations like this. And they just had the funeral on Friday. Wizard, I'm glad you're awake and are you on the East Coast, Wizard, by the way? What part of the world are you? And are you on your job? Are you what are you doing? Give me some background. And thank you for the like and subscribe suggestion. I appreciate that. Got my first like, got my first one, got my first view, well, the second or third viewer, or anybody that stuck around, right before the halfway point of the show. It may be going longer, I don't know. You're in DC. I think you said that too. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't remember that. You're in DC. Okay. So we pretty much get the same weather. We get the same kind of understanding there. Um, I I didn't have anything else prepared besides talking about Massey. I want to continue to explore this because I think it's a very important issue. Um, we talk about gun control. What about gun control for police? What does that stand? Should we still have guns? And the reason why we have guns is because of people. You know, the populace has guns, but it's more so because of criminals. Criminals have more guns than anybody. I mean, I may be wrong. I didn't check the facts and stats on that, but I'm just saying it's just really goofy how, you know, in Britain they have knife attacks. You know, they don't have guns. They have knife attacks. And the police officers have batons, or if they have that, so, you know, I think they have tasers now. And they may have a shotgun or, you know, other firearms in the back of the trunk, but that's the extent of it. They don't have much else after that. Let me see. Thank you again, Riles. Appreciate that for the like. I paint houses for a living. Oh, I'm not even gonna go any further. I saw the Irishman. I'm not even going any. I'm not even gonna ask what else you do. What else? I'm good. I'm not gonna try to incriminate you on my show. He paints houses for a living. Okay, you paint houses. Oh man! All right, so we had 3 people in here at the most. 2 people in here, 2 likes. I'm not mad, but yeah, Massey, it's a mess. It's messy, Massey. She did her. She was a God-fearing woman. I'm obviously an atheist, and maybe not be obvious, but I'm an atheist. I rebuke the name of Jesus in anyone's mouth, but she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I said I was watching the video and like I'm still trying to piece together that turning point. It escalated. It went from 0 to 100 real quick. It went to 0 to 200 real quick. Because they were like going back and forth and where's your ID and where's your information, what's your last name, stuff like that. Everything seemed kosher. And then I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Like, you better not. You better effing not. I'll shoot you in your effing head. Put down the effing pot or something. And that's all he was saying. He was just cussing the whole time. And we have to remember, these are those that serve and protect. They're trying to get a pension after 30 years. They're trying to get, you know, their family through school. They're trying to, you know, be protectors of the populace, be government servants. But no, on a serious note, I wanted to join the army, but I'm not that intellectually smart book-wise. Well, you really don't have to be smart book-wise. You just have to have common sense. You just have to have, you know, common sense and book smarts. That's the thing. If you have, I mean, there's not a lot of there is training, and they test you on it. You know, they test and require to see if you should be in a brick platoon or something like that. If you find out you're in a brick platoon, during basic, this is Marine Corps training. So there's a test that happens midway or towards the end of recruit training, and you find out what you are. So, I mean, just go for it. Go. I mean, maybe, I don't know if it's too late for you. I don't know where you are in life, but I guess if you're under 25, even if you're 30, maybe, you know, you might be able to enlist into the military. I have my water, damn it. But yeah, Wizard, I would if you're under 25, I would say go for the ASVAB. Study. Just all you have to do is study. and see if it. Remember, I didn't even study for it. I got 64. I didn't even study for it. I didn't even take it that serious. And the recruiter says, "Oh, what you want to do, man? What you want to do?" He was a good guy, but he was just like he was on the recruiter shit. Recruiters have to be, "Hey, man, come on, man, this is awesome." Yeah. They have to be like that. That's part of their job. So what happened with my situation? I had just come in the office looking for a time slot for my girlfriend at the time's graduation, and they're like, "Yeah, man, come on, how old are you? 19? Oh, 19. Ooh, fresh meat. Let's go. Like, he's on the hook. Let's keep going. like let's not stop this. All right, we got 5 people in here, 2 likes. See, it wakes up later on. I don't know why. When it first comes on, it's like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. But now we got 5 people. We need 5 more people for a party. Let other people know. Let 10 people know about me. But don't tell 11 people. But yeah, so I did the ASVAB practice test, got 64. Then I did the actual ASVAB test and I got the same score. So that was pretty much, an indicator of who I, was at that time when I was 19 years old. It's basically kind of like an IQ test in a sense, in a way. It deals with, your comprehension of language, comprehension of shapes, comprehension of logic, stuff like that. So it's still extraordinary. Still amazing. Now it's down to 2 likes. But like I said, with these deputies, sheriffs deputies, excuse me, these sheriff's deputies. I don't know if Grayson had military background. I don't know what his status was. I don't know if he had previously served in Iraq or Afghanistan or if anything like that. They haven't really released that much information on him. I don't even think they released his age. They may have. I didn't see it. Let me see. Deputy, sheriff, age. So he's between 18 and 21. That's the minimum age, but it can't exceed 35. So he's probably like in his mid to late 20s. And I don't mean to be macabre or gruesome or insincere, but I was just waiting for this to happen. I was not anticipating it, but like there hasn't been another Michael Brown or George Floyd or what's his name? Trayvon Martin. There hasn't been a situation like that in a long time. I was waiting for it to happen, not anticipating it, but I'm just looking around, seeing where will it come out of? Where will it occur? And it happened to be Springfield, Illinois. Way back in July 6th, 17 days ago. But the body cam footage was just released, I think, yesterday. So he said, you better effing not. I swear to God, I'll effing shoot you in the effing face. Now, is that proper language to discuss with somebody who's a homeowner, apparently? Somebody that has, an idea of who she is and what she wants to be and just holding a pot of oil. I keep on saying oil. Boiling water. What is that about? Okay, if Kamala Harris becomes president, I really feel like they will go crazy in the United States. Yeah, we can talk about that, but let's focus on the topic, Wizard. Let's focus on the topic, the Massey case. I want to spend a whole hour talking about Sonya Massey. Say her name, Sonya Massey. Say her name. Drop the effing pot. So she was supposed to see. This is where it gets interesting. Like I said, he said drop the effing pot, and he had the gun trained on her. She, with thought, said, "I'm not gonna boil, put boiling water on myself. I'm not gonna scourge myself, or what is the word? I always get my words all mixed up when I'm not looking at them. But I'm not gonna scour myself with boiling hot water. I'm gonna sit this down and keep it moving. I'm gonna put this down on the floor and keep it kosher." So she did that. When she got up, bam, bam, bam. I think it was 3 shots and 1 fatal shot to the face. Salute to you, Wizard. I appreciate you, sir. That woman was executed on the spot after she ducked down and said, "I'm sorry." Exactly. She didn't. It wasn't like she was like, "F you, F the police, and y'all can go to hell." She just said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." That's a kind way of saying, could you just back off a little bit? You're encroaching. You're getting a little bit too far. That's how people with faith. That's how they talk. They use that kind of vernacular. They use biblical references. They use different things like that. That's their business. That's why we have freedom of speech in this country. There's the reason why I'm an atheist. I'm able to be an atheist because of the First Amendment. She was able to be a Christian because of the First Amendment. She used that tone and that rhetoric to express her thoughts. So I appreciate you, King Solomon. I appreciate that like too. Make sure you hit that like button. But I appreciate it, King Solomon. That's exactly right. I mean, we use words like executed. We have to be careful. But I understand what you're saying. King Solomon says that woman was executed on the spot after she ducked down and said, "I'm sorry." She said, "I'm sorry." She clearly stated it. She said it without reserve. She said it without any reproach against the officers, against the sheriff's deputies. There was no indication that she was going to throw the pot. If she was going to throw the hot pot, she'd have threw it. She'd have threw the hot pot of water. So it's very trying and very difficult to see the body cam footage, but it's so revealing. It's so on point, so amazing. And the other thing is that Grayson didn't have on his body cam at the time. His partner had it. That he was the one that was filming Grayson. Grayson wasn't filming himself. His partner was. So that's what we have to distinguish. That's what we have to make sure there's a distinction, a clear distinction between good cop, bad cop, evil cop, evil cops. Because their majority is good cops. It's like in the 90 percentile. There's 90% good cops. Maybe there's 10% bad cops somewhere around this country, but it's in the 90s. Maybe 95%, maybe 96% good cops. We have to remember that. And these are just like, oh my goodness, look what happened. This is amazing. This is terrible. This is horrible. This is horrific. And yes, it is, but it's not an indicator of the whole mean. It's not an indicator of the whole identity of the police force across this country. Is like the sheriff himself said. This goes against, I'm paraphrasing, but this goes against all our procedures. This goes against all our morals, our ideas. This is not how we function. This is not how we fortify ourselves. That's what he was talking about. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the tone that he was setting. That Grayson was out of line. He wasn't protecting him. His own lawyer didn't even have a statement. Usually lawyers say, well, we have to evaluate the facts. We have to evaluate the evidence. Well, we've evaluated the evidence. Everyone's seen the video that needs to see it. That's all the testimony that really is. And I think, the prosecution rests based on this. So I think it is imperative that we all understand the power of the police force and the fact that they are supposed to do their goddamn jobs. How about that? They're supposed to do their jobs, not shoot women in the face who had a boiling pot of oil, boiling pot of water. I don't know what. I think boil and oil. If that would have been something. If she had a boiling pot of oil, then maybe that would have been something. But she was obviously cooking something, and even if it was boiling pot of oil, she didn't pose a threat. She didn't pose a threat in any way. So the pot of water was the last thing she held. The last thing she held on this earth was a boiling pot of water. That's completely sad. She didn't get to hold on to her loved ones, or if she had any children, if she had any nieces or nephews. They show a picture of her in a graduation gown and cap. And she's holding a younger person. I'm not sure who it was. But that's the reality we live with. We live with this reality where we have people like what happened to Breonna Taylor. I mean, she was just in her apartment when at least 7 police stormed through and used fatal force against her. That's sad. Yeah, Wizard says sad case. Yeah, extremely sad case, my friend. It really wrenched me because I was looking at it, I'm like, she just said I rebuke it. She didn't even say F you, cracker or something like that. She didn't say anything like that. She was not. She was in her own, they want to say, Christians are like modest, humble, meek and mild. She was part of that set for that bit. But I would say she was proud and courageous and selfish. And I mean all those in good way. She did exactly what she was told. It wasn't like she was being insubordinate or anything. She was doing exactly what she was told. One of the deputy said we shouldn't have a fire on while we're here. The fire was on the stove. She turned off the stove, moved the boiling pot of water off into another. Looked like she was about to put it on another burner, but at the same time she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And I think she said it twice, and that's when you hear pop, 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 3 shots, I think it was, and he knew he had done something wrong. He knew it. Grayson knew in his mind that he had done something totally incorrect and immoral. So we have to definitely view this as a case of being a terrible incident, not an accident. This was no accident. He didn't do this. Oh, well, I tripped, fell, and landed on my trigger, and it shot 3 times at her and it killed her. Obviously, the body cam shows otherwise. We have to make that distinction. We have to make the distinction between what cops are for and who they are and why they are. Omega Max TV is in here. What state are you from? I'm doing $20 only. $20, and it's back up to $20 because Real gave me $20 back to back. I salute him. I appreciate him. So if you want me to answer that question, it's $20. Omega Max TV, $20. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. So I appreciate your viewership, but I'll ask you. I asked the question: what state are you from? All atheists call out to God on their way to the afterlife. That is not a fact. There's Ayn Rand, for example. Ayn Rand was a staunch atheist. There's no record of her calling out to God or anything or any celestial beings or something like that at the time of her death. So that's a fallacy, sir. Where did you get your information, Wizard? Do you know on every deathbed of an atheist what happens? On their way to their afterlife? So, Massey definitely will go down in history as another woman, another black woman, just coincidentally, that had to take away, her mind, her life, her reason, her thoughts, which she was all in line with. She was definitely in line with all of that. She didn't pose a threat whatsoever. She was nothing. And these big, built cops come into her living space. And what is she to do? What is she to do? All she said was words. She didn't have any actions against it. I need that like. Give me that like. Make it 4 likes. Whoever just stepped in here. Make sure you did 4 likes. So we have to be ever vigilant. We have to be ever vigilant. We have to be on the vanguard for reason, individualism, and capitalism. There was a distressing, disturbing, and horrific break from all 3 of those different ideals with the Massey shooting. It's completely terrible. It's horrific. It just grates at you. It just brings you to another level of so. Yeah, so I'm just looking at a photograph of her with holding a child. It's very sad. Very sad. Very disturbing. Just another tragedy. I mean, this is the stuff Shakespeare and August Wilson talked about. And Chekhov and Ibsen and Strindberg, in their plays. This is what they discussed. This is what they were fighting against. you know, with their plays, you know, injustice and terror and ugliness and meanness, and just cowardice. It was a he's a coward. He's a coward. He's a coward, a liar, and a nigger. Grayson. I'm just looking at the different ideas. Okay, here's it. Count Sangamon. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson, 30. So he's 30 years old. He's 30. She was 36. Corner for a healthy diet. I asked the question, "How are you?" But for $20, I have to answer for $20. You send me $20, then we'll be in good business, and I'll happily answer it for you. And all your other questions, you can ask a string of questions as long as you want. They'll be free of charge. The first question has to be $20 though. It's $20 at the door. $20 at the door. I'm just trying to figure all this out because it's just such a cluster F. It's a cluster F. I'm trying not to cuss. I really am. Okay, this is from Time Magazine. In the video, Massey allows Grayson and another deputy, whose name authorities haven't revealed, to enter a Springfield home. The two deputies can be seen asking Massey for her name and identification. At one point in the video, Grayson appears to point his finger toward Massey's kitchen, where a pot of boiling water is sitting on the stove. Massey then moves to grab the pot off the stove, as one of the deputies can be heard saying, "We don't need..." Oh my God, where'd it go? Okay, just switched up the whole god. Okay. "We don't need a fire while we're here." Massey then says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." To which Grayson says, "You better effing not. I swear to God, I'll effing shoot you in your effing face." Now that is a little bit abrasive. I'm saying that as an understatement. That's completely abrasive. Corner, you're a little lost in the topic. Search it. Search for it. Search for Massey shooting, Springfield, Illinois. No questions are free. Please donate to the. It was redacted, but be careful with the brother talk. Be careful with the brother talk. You're a little lost in the topic. Just go on your internet site, whatever. Just type in Bing.com or go. What was it? Duck Go. I don't remember. Yahoo, Google, whatever you can. Just put in Massey shooting, Massey police shooting, Springfield, Illinois, and it should come up. Massey immediately apologizes, and Grayson pulls out his gun and points it at her, telling her to drop the effing pot. Massey crouches down, and Grayson then fires 3 shots, one of which hits Massey, authorities had previously said. The 3 deputy can be heard saying in the footage that he was going to get a medical kit from his vehicle. But in the video, Grayson tells him not to because Massey was shot in the head. Grayson did not have his body cam on until after the shooting, while the other deputy's body cam recorded the entire encounter. We have to remember that. We have to remember that. That's something that is just a fact. It's just true. So I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna go for a little bit longer. I'm gonna try to see different angles, but I have to go take a break right now. I'll be right back. I have to get something. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm going to tease this a little bit longer. Yeah, I am. That's what I was saying. I was just about to say, your message got retracted. Just be careful with the brothers thing. Careful with the brothers thing. That's collectivism. That's tribalism. I don't subscribe to that. I think I have everybody in the United States military as brother and sister, especially Marines. They're also my brothers and sisters. I have I think 3. I have a half brother, a step brother, and a brother-in-law. So those are really my brothers. And also another brother. I think I have another brother-in-law as well as his brother. So yeah. So what are the solutions? That's what I want to say on this second half of the show. This 2-hour show on the launch. What are the solutions? What can we point to that can solve this? They thought the body cams would work. Body cams only, record and can't prevent. And it's good that they record. We wouldn't have what we saw. We have the exact evidence. It's without a shadow of a doubt what happened. There's no question. So what are the solutions? Do they have to have more intense training? I mean, for these situations, should they have like reenactments for different things like this, like the Massey shooting? Should they have like a woman dress up like she's Massey and say, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and he instead of shooting her, maybe even allows her to drop the pot of water and just continues talking to her. Is that possible? What are the solutions? I'm going to ask you guys what the solutions are. Excuse me. What are the solutions? Well, how can we combat this? How can we find ways of achieving peace and tranquility amongst ourselves? What can we do? What must we do? What is it that police officers, lawmakers, all kinds of different things can rectify certain situations that come up like this? Sky saving up for that sex change. Son of the sun. Thank you for the hate. I'm trying to keep it serious this post, but I appreciate you. I'm not gonna put you in timeout or sit you down or whatever the case may be. Continue on with your hatred, but as long as you just try to stay on topic as much as you can. Go hard on that. Go hard on the topic. You can hate on me as much as you want. I'm not going to stop you, but I'd rather you engage with the topic. I'm looking for answers and solutions right now. What are they? What can we do? What kind of police training? What kind of sensitivity training? They instituted the body cams, I think, maybe 4 years ago, maybe even earlier. But he's definitely going to go down for Something along the lines of murder. There's no way he's going to escape a murder charge, because that was complete murder. That was absolute murder. There was no reason why she should have been shot and killed. No reason whatsoever. None. So we have to. It is imperative that we do that. As citizens of this country, as citizens of the greatest country, the noblest nation ever devised by human beings, we have to, realize that. Because there's just too many names. There's so many names. I just named a few. Breonna Taylor, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd. Just the encounters with vigilantes and police. It's just disturbing. I mean, of course, you can have your arguments. And this is the clearest one. It's like Michael Brown was trying to steal some cigars or something crazy. Who was that? There's another guy in New York. I can't think. Michael's. It wasn't Michael. Selling. Eric Garner is another. The names go on and on and on, sadly. They need to be mentally prepared to deal with certain people and situations. Absolutely. So what do? Do they go to training? Do they have to go to, very psychiatric training and psychiatric evaluations before they go out into the street? Look how they did Rodney King. Yeah, exactly. Rodney King. And then that's another situation where somebody say, oh, well, he was high off of PCP or crack cocaine or something crazy. So they didn't know how to handle, that was the best way they knew how to handle him. But that was excessive force. Regardless of what he was on, that's excessive force. He should have been prosecuted for driving under the influence. I agree with that. But they used batons and kicked him and pushed him down and all kinds of stuff. But he lived. He survived. He's dead now, but he survived that altercation. He survived that situation. So we have to be cognizant of that. Yeah, so Rodney King is going way back, but it still resonates because some people still recall that it was footage that was blatant, and then when they said he was acquitted, that's when all hell broke loose. But I don't see Grayson being acquitted. I don't see it. I see the jury finding him guilty, and the judge sends him if not the maximum or close to the maximum amount of years that he's facing. He faces 30 to 45 years automatically just off of the murder charge. It's pretty crazy. Element, what up, Sky? Salute to you. Salute, Element. Want to be part of the conversation? We're talking about the Massey shooting. Hold on. Oh, my God. Make sure I get the name right. Sonya Massey. Shot dead by police. For what? We are still figuring it out. She dropped a pot of water. She placed it. Actually, she didn't drop it. She placed it on the ground. And when she was coming up, he opened fire on her. What was she supposed to do? Stay on the ground? Can't we all just get along? It was crazy. Yeah, well. I mean, that may be like a very kind of placating statement, kind of like trying to make everything all better, trying to make things smooth over. But I don't think we can all get along necessarily. But that doesn't mean we can be forceful. We don't have to use force or violence. We don't have to all get along. We can use ideas to combat bad ideas. And maybe that means that we're not going to get along. We're not going to have the same ideas. We're not going to have the same thoughts. And we're not going to get along like that. But I don't think force has anything to do with it. So, okay, what is this? Okay, oh, it's the same one. Okay, yeah, that's cute. Can't we all get along? But I don't think we all should get along. We should have, we shouldn't all be in agreement. That's dictatorship. That's totalitarianism. That's authoritarianism. That's despotism. That's everybody getting along. We shouldn't get along idea-wise. We should get along, by barring force from all human interactions. That's how we should get along. Because we don't agree. We disagree on many things. I'm an atheist. I disagree on the idea that there's some kind of celestial body above, around us or surrounding us. I'm against that. I'm against all forms of mysticism. They blocking some things that I said. Listen, okay, I'm gonna say this announcement. Everybody, listen up. If you want to put something on the chat, space out your words, and that will make you able to say whatever you want to say. So instead of having the letters together, just say letter, space, letter, like that. Just space out the algorithm can't catch it. The algorithm can't catch that. It's not smart enough to figure that out. So, and if you're new here, make sure you get those likes. Whoever just came in, make sure you like. I want to get 6 likes. Okay, and this went away. All right. Yeah, I'm just asking for solutions. I just want, I think ideas are the most dangerous and powerful and wonderful things in the world. Ideas. But they can be destructive. They can lead to destruction. Those are evil ideas. But the good ideas usually work out. Son of the sun, they. Why'd you just type they? What is it? What are you saying they? I don't understand. But anyway. They, what do you, no. Type like the letter, like T space, what are you doing? They, the chair. Space out C space H space A space I space R, like that. That's how you should space out the words. Space out. Don't space them out in different entries. Okay. But yeah, so we definitely have to agree with no one if they don't reflect your ideals. If they don't respect your way of living. You don't have to get along with them. That's the beauty of life sometimes. You don't have to get along with people. When you start getting along with everyone, that's a problem. That could be an issue. I mean, we could all understand certain things, but we don't have to agree on everything. Even objectivists like myself. I don't agree with everything objectivists say, and I think that's healthy. I think that there should be a understanding that people that share the same ideas don't have to share the same thoughts. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like you can have the same, reason, purpose, self-esteem, but you can have a different opinion on police reform and things of that nature. They, the chair, they blocking it. He's saying the chair. Read between the lines. Well, I'm stupid. You got to spell it out for me. I'm stupid. I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't know. He's saying the chair. Read between the lines. I don't just say things that are regular. I can't decipher stuff. Death penalty. Do you mean death penalty? DEATH penalty? Oh, the chair. Okay. Now, see, I'm stupid. I'm slow. It takes me a long time to figure out stuff. Okay, so just space it out. No, you didn't. All you had to do was put D space E space A space T space H space. That's what I'm talking about. Sort out the letters, so there's a space between them. That's all you have to do. I can't give you an example because I'm not using my MacBook, but I can just tell you what to do, basically. So what are those solutions? What are they? What can stop this? What can put an end to this? I have to refer to Ayn Rand's philosophy of objectivism, which doesn't have a specific ideal for what police should do, but it can give them an understanding. There we go. What's your take on Ben Crump address? I didn't watch it, but thanks for understanding what I was saying. And I'm surprised they didn't let you say that at the beginning. I didn't see the Ben Crump address. That's the one thing I didn't really want to watch. I didn't feel the need to watch that. I just wanted to discuss mainly the body cam video and what that entailed. Son of the sun. My boy got the bald head. Got that bald head. Okay. Fix your hat. Fix it how? I do have a bald head. Just fix my hat? It's the best way I can do like this. That's the best way I can do it. So I just want to see complete reform of all government institutions, especially the police force, especially the law courts, and even the military, especially the military, because it's a top-down kind of thing. The generals, they may have fought, they may not have fought, but they're in the position where they can just say, hey, look, I'm getting $10,000 to $25,000 a month. I don't have to worry about much. I'm good. I got 4 stars on my shoulders. I'm all right. Wizard says, hey, yo. So that's what we have to come to grips with. And it's official afternoon. How about that? It's officially afternoon on the East Coast, anyway, Eastern time. So I do want to say that there is a possibility where this, and this is what's great too. It's sad, but it's great too, that these things don't happen all the time. They happen, of course, sometimes, but not all the time. It's not like this every single day. It just comes up and like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is terrible. This is a newsworthy situation. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? I mean, who was it? Freddie Gray was another name. You know, it's just, but everybody had like a little thing attached to them. They were like, Breonna Taylor had some kind of narcotics, next to her boyfriend or something like that, or allegedly had that. Trayvon Martin, was walking on the wrong side of the street or something stupid, little things like that. But that's the sad part. That's that "You Rock My World" Michael Jackson hat. It's a trophy. It's a trophy. What do you do? What do you have planned for today? Son of the Sun, you know the deal. $20 for first question. I was inspired by Ray Al. He didn't give me $5. He didn't give me $10. He gave me $20 back to back. So I appreciate him. If he can give $20, what's stopping you? What's stopping any of you? Thank you for the like, by the way, whoever that was. 2 people liking them. 2 people viewing them. I need like 20,000 people viewing at this time. Springfield, Illinois, home of the Simpsons. Well, they actually have said that they don't have a spring. They just said Springfield sounded like any town in USA. Springfield could be Springfield, Illinois. Could be Springfield, Massachusetts. Could be Springfield. It could be any number of Springfields. Springfield, Missouri. Or, of course, what we have now, Springfield, Illinois. What is that? Check your bussy pay. Okay. I'm guessing I'm not going to get some dollars out of you, and you will not get any questions answered from me, the son of the sun. $80, but you didn't put the dollar sign in the right way. Different people being different things to talk about. Okay. Son of Sun uses emojis that I can't stand, of course. $80 hairs. Of course, Rick James comes through. Salute to Rick James, who has some of the weirdest tastes for shows. Oh my God. They're really stomach turning. I'm trying to watch it. I'm like, this is just disgusting. I can't watch this. This is disturbing and creepy and weird. Like, how do you... Am I creepy and weird? Is that why you watch it? Is that why you watch me? Do I have a weird streak in me? I don't know. Hey, that's on you, Wizard. Don't ask me. He's asking, should I block him? That's not on me. That's on you, sir. You do what you got to do. Richard, not Rick. No, it's Rick. It's Rick. It's Rick James. That's my title for him ever since I saw him July 30th, 2023. It's coming up almost a week. It'll be a week since I first encountered Mr. Richard James. Appreciate that, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. He says, I have another show to recommend to you, sir. Oh God. What is it? What is it? Just give it to me. Some public access, something from the 70s or 80s or some crazy mess. And he says, Anther. Ratifac? Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is just seriously, where do you find this shit? Where do you find it? Ratifac Placha is a puppet that appears as a human with peach skin. He has messy thin white hair, blue eyes, red lips, light yellow buck teeth, large round cheeks, a very long neck, and a large nose. He is wide and stands at 7 foot tall, about 7 feet tall, and has 4 legs. This is just... Yeah, this is totally... But I appreciate him because I never even heard of any of all this. Not necessarily it's a boon to my life. I'll come to Jersey if he blocked me and hide your hat collection. What? Objectist show. He didn't even say objectivist. I just love how he says objectivist show. So the irony of all ironies. Because it's obviously not an objectivist show. There is no objectivist shows. The only objectivist shows or only objectivist art or productions were made by Ayn Rand. She was the only objectivist to make art, to make different programs or anything like that. There are people that happen to be objectivists who make romantic realism. That's a fact. Rat attack. Oh my God. What does it say? I just seen a picture of Kamala Harris booed up with a male snow bunny. That should probably be her husband, Mr. Was it Emhoff? Something like that. Emhoff. Yeah, Douglas Emhoff. That should be your husband. I'm pretty sure that is. Tara Smith. Yeah, Tara Smith. Tara Smith. How'd you know about Tara Smith? That's good to go. Kamala is a baddie, James says. You 70 and 80 years old know how to pick them, don't you? Biden picked her. You're picking her. Yeah, Tara Smith. What you know about Tara Smith, Rick James? What you know about Tara Smith? Yes, she's an objectivist professor. Yes, you're right. You spelled objectivist wrong, but that's fine. You're trying. I see you're trying. All right, like I said, I want solutions. I want problem solvers. I want the best minds to consider this. Sky never watched the movie Immortals because he don't have cable. I have Wi-Fi, exactly. I don't have cable. I don't have the white wires. That's one thing you know in a African American household. You're gonna find some white wires around the doors and run along the baseline. We got rid of most of that. We got rid of about 90% of it. Some of it's still around. um, yeah, I haven't watched Immortals yet, but I saw that it was. I saw the trailer. It was pretty cool. So the different gods and the different people fighting. I thought that was pretty cool. But I'm trying to get enough money from my donors and subscribers to warrant me to watch it. So I don't want to see another Massey murder. I don't want to see that. Sonya Massey did not deserve her end. She did not deserve that. There was no justice there. But we have to talk about that as well, because the same people that say no justice, no peace. What about Grace and Mercy? She was a Christian. She said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." What about Grace and Mercy for Sheriff's Deputy Grayson? Where's his grace and mercy? Shouldn't he have grace and mercy? Donate to the Bussy Fund. I like your trolling, sir. I like your trolling. But I'm serious. They always say no justice, no peace. Why are you talking about justice and peace? Jesus said he comes with a sword. That's not peaceful. That's not peaceful rhetoric. And of course you say, oh, well, he's saying it in a metaphorical sense. He's saying it in a passage and saying it kind of like a parable. He doesn't really mean a literal sword. He's saying that he has the sort of sort of righteousness and stuff like that. Okay, that's cute. Rick James says lit night, lit morning, lit afternoon, lit morning. Okay. You might have to open up the email because they are blocking messages. Do what? Who did it? Who had that spelled out? I just told you how to do it. LMN, spell out your words. Spell them out. You might have to. Even when you space the messages, I don't see that. I hear you talking, Wizard, but I don't know if that's true, because it happened for LMN. Sir, how do you think Jesus walked on water? Didn't happen. And if it was water, it was frozen ice. I mean, it's too much. It's like, so what? Either way, if he walked on water, is that a miracle? How does that even equate to anything? What does that have to say? Anything? And like I said, the Bible could just be a group of metaphors saying, like, it's like walking on water. It's like you're saying you're able to do something it seems seemingly impossible, but you're able to do it. Like, he may never have existed, but let's just say he did exist and he walked on water. It was a metaphor. It was a metaphor for saying you can achieve almost anything. We did it and they still blocking. Well, you got to keep trying harder. So you might should pin your email address. Now, how do you think Chris's angel walked on water? Yes, Jesus was the son of the sun. Chris Angel, of course, is an illusionist. He was mocked by Chris Rock. He said he's a trickless magician. I'm in a box and I ain't going to eat. I'm in a box and I ain't going to eat. You know what that's called? Living in the projects. Oh, wait a minute. That's not... I take that back. That was David Blaine, not Chris Angel. Disregard all that I just said. I'm thinking about this David Blaine. David Blaine is the one who didn't eat and lived in a box. Chris Angel is a different performer. Yeah, the son of the sun, yeah. He was buried alive, sir. Okay, that's fine. But let's try to stay on topic now. We have a few people. We have 2 people in here. We should have more. That I can see is only 2 people, but I'm sure there's Wizard, Rick James, Son of the Sun. Should be 3, but it says 2. I don't know why. But anyway, let's stay on topic. Let's stay on focus. Let's focus on this one thing. Continue to drive home this idea. There needs to be complete overhaul of police departments. Rational human beings, whether they be PhD holders or some kind of master's degree holders, they need to infiltrate. Maybe infiltrate sounds the best word. They need to enter into the police forces and show that this kind of behavior cannot stand. This kind of lackluster, terrible, horrific violence against citizens of this country cannot stand. None of that should ever come across as the truth. None of it should be regarded as reality. Looks like a move. Oh. So I got 3 people in here, 7 likes. 3rd person just came in here. Make sure you get up to 8 likes. I need 8 likes. That went down to 2 again. All right. Oh, here it is. How can we stay on topic when they are blocking our solutions, no matter how we space it? You can space it. Trust me. You can space it. You can space. That's what Elman did. Elman did a great job. And that's exactly what I was talking about. I understood exactly what he meant. You're not spacing your words. You're demonstrating that you're not spacing your words right now. That's how. I'll answer that question. That's one of the only questions I'll answer because it pertains to this topic. Gotta do the email method like Star. He also does a Cash App method. Star also does, Mr. Chore Star Terrain does a Cash App and a PayPal and I think even a Venmo method too. So if you send me a donation, then maybe I'll look at my email. But now's the time for advertisements. My main man, Peng, definitely should be celebrated. He has his own website, lifestrongapparel.com. He's got fruit-infused sea moss, everything from blueberry to mango, and a few things in between. He's got fitness apparel and gear. Make sure you check out his site, lifestrongapparel.com. Tell him that goofy guy Sky Saunders sent you. Also, if you like, near beer, sardines, and chicken on the grill, make sure you check out BEEJACKSON 5478 B Jackson on YouTube. Also, if you like Najee, Peebo Bryson, the Gap Band, the Fatback Band, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and so many other names, go to Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. SPIRITSMOOTHTUNES. Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. And, of course, Mr. Dot Focus. Dot Focus is great. He has a first-person shooter game that he has. He's an excellent sniper. And he gives me updates on his games. It's like 420 Gang or stuff like that. So it's just live and entertaining and funny and great. So I appreciate him. Also, If you, tell them that the Goofy Guy Scholar Saunders sent you. If you would like to, knife hand. If you would like to advertise or sponsor on this show, go to SKYLERSAUNDERS@gmail.com. ScholarSaunders@gmail.com. So I gave you the email address. If you give me the donation, I'll check my email. Once that donation is cleared, I'll say, let me go over to my email. But you can also join the 100 Club, like my main man Height, who's done it twice. He did it for May and June. And he's set on doing it for July. All he needs is $30. So I appreciate him. Make sure you tip your creators. I'm your creator. All right, so Cash App is $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. My Venmo is at Scholarize, SKYLERIZED. And my PayPal is paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. All right, back to Sonya Massey. She didn't have to die. My taxes pay for his SSI, so no donations from me. Okay, well, why are you here then? You're not here to contribute. Thanks for the viewership, Son of the Sun. But if you're not going to hear for donations, which you should respect the show for, that's just a fact. We don't need you here then, Son of the Sun. To be honest with you, you don't have to be here. Why are you here? If you're not going to donate, if you're not going to suggest at least other people, let's say I'm not going to donate, but you should, or something like that, at least. Yes, Son of the Sun is pulling a BS. Yes, Son of the Sun, you're. Why are you here? You can leave. I don't need viewership. I don't beg for viewers. I just do what I do and I get what I get. That's justice. That's proper. So this is what it's all about. It's all about solutions. It's all about solving problems. It's all about getting out issues. That's what it's all about. That's what it all contains. That's what we should be considering. So I think it is such the truth that we have a discussion, a healthy discussion, a stirring, strong discussion regarding these police. I don't know. It's too strong to say invasions, but these how these situations can escalate so quickly. It did. It went from 0 to 200. Forget 0 to 100. It went to 200. Real quick. They were just exchanging different ideas, different thoughts, saying this. Where's your information? Where's your That's your last name. And she took a moment. She had to think about it for a moment because she's with police in her house. So I would give her that amount. You know. And he said, "Oh, you shouldn't take that long for your last name. Like, she can take as long as she wants for her own last name as it takes. You're in her house. You're on her property. You don't own that property. She does. She can say her last name was Donald Duck. So chill on. We went sitting you down with Joe Biden. Son of the Sun's getting out of control. Do what y'all need to do. That's all I'm gonna say. Do what you need to do. Don't pump fake. Just do what you need to do. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't sit people down. I don't block anybody. I've never blocked anyone that I can think of. I never blocked. I never sat anybody in timeout. Never done that. Never done that. But I have people with wrenches who have the power to do that. So if they want to do it, that's on them. So in the wake of all the tension and the different things like that. There he goes. There he goes. With the power we behold, we send the son home. Hey, that's what it is. And I just got another viewer. And let me see if you get that like. Let's get the likes up to 10. Let's get the viewers up to 10. Make sure you get the viewers and the likes together. We're stuck at 4. It's just stuck. It's not moving up or down. But I would like to see, greater training, greater bridges, between I don't know. I'm not trying. This is an excuse or anything like that. But he could just been like, it's an insurgent. It's insurgent, or something like that. From I don't know. He may not have any military background or anything, but I don't know what it was. But something spooked him. Besides the hot pot of water, she said, "Okay." She said, "Okay." Put down the hot pot of water. As she was coming up, that's when he shot her. And that was the most flagrant thing. That was completely flagrant. And like I said, it's pretty much inconsequential that these two, or at least this one cop was white. Okay, so he's white. What does that have to do with anything? It could have been a black cop. Like I said, Mr. Chorstar Attorney says the worst cop is a black cop. So you can find the worst, cops, police officers in the force with darker skin. All right, now it's down to 2. I think it's Rick James and Wizard. So I was just lost. I was lost in thought. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Pardon me. But the numbers aren't moving that much. It's like, hell. A sky look. I took my ex-girlfriend, boyfriend side. Peace is that pimping or simping. What? I don't know what you're saying, Wizard. Rephrase that, please. A Sky, I took my ex-girlfriend, boyfriend side piece. Is that pimping or simping? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. To be honest with you, sir, respectfully. I respect you, sir, but I don't know what you're talking about. Say that in a different way. Rephrase your words. But yeah, so we definitely have to have some kind of barriers brought down, and channels, because I thought this was like after Floyd and so many others, this would stop, or at least be curtailed to an extent. But we continue to have these situations, and of course Crump, he comes out of his lair and said he saw the Crump signal in the air and said, another big juicy steak of a payday for me. I mean, I don't mean to be cynical, but that's exactly, it has to be what he has to be. He has to be like that. He has to have some kind of sense in his brain and his mind that says, damn, I've done all these different situations. I've been at the forefront for all of them. Johnny Cochran isn't around for anybody. Johnny Cochran was really for high profile cases. He wasn't low profile. I mean, they're high profile, but they're not. The participants aren't high profile. They're not sports or stars or entertainers. My ex-girlfriend found out her boyfriend was cheating, so I took the girl he cheating with from him. Your girlfriend, her boyfriend is you, right? Your ex-girlfriend. Okay, your ex-girlfriend found out her boyfriend was cheating, so I took the girl. He cheated. No, it's not simping. If you had gone back to your old girlfriend, that would have been simping. You're in the clear, sir. I had to make sure. I'm stupid. I'm slow. It takes time for me to process things. You're good. That's not simping. That's pimping. You took the ex-girlfriend's boyfriend's girlfriend, and now you're an item. That's nothing. That's not simping. That's straight pimping. Now, if you had gone back to your old girlfriend, I would have said, "Oh, come on, that's simping action right there." But you went to the guy's girlfriend that you didn't even have any relationship with or any kind of ties. I don't see that's simping. I think that's pimping, or at least respectful, gentlemanly actions. Because I'm not a pimp. I just do gentlemanly actions. Because that was the time back in the day of ladies of the night and gentlemen of leisure. I would consider myself a gentleman of leisure because I never pimped on a woman. I never been on the blade. I never been on the track. I don't know what that life's like. I only know it from TV, books, and movies. That's the extent of that. But thank you, Wizard, for clearing that up. I didn't understand what you were saying at first. I didn't get it. Hopefully, I don't get caught by my ex. See, that's the thing. If you get caught by your ex, that would be her problem, not your problem. Because she's your ex. So you have to remember, it wouldn't be your problem. It's her problem. That's your ex-girlfriend. You're no longer together. You're not together anymore. I'm doing relationship advice. I should be talking about Miss Sonya Massey. So sad. Such a disturbing turn of events. A disgusting display of injustice. It is completely ugly and disturbing and mean and vicious. Like I said, that's how the late great George Carlin said, you know. That's the late great George Carlin said, you know, the people you look up to, you know, they have the best, you know, language. Police, firemen, cops, police, firemen, military, stuff like that. People like that, they have, you know, locker room speech. They have, you know, foul language. That's the kind we look up to, though. Keep on thinking there's more. That's why I hate doing this, because it sucks. But if I use my MacBook, but if I use this, it's not even that many people. I don't understand how I have 773 days and 16 days. I don't understand how this works. I've been on this thing for over a year now. I have one video with 6,000 views. Dame Dash view video garnered over 6,000 views. That's the highest I've ever had. The closest was like 900 or 1,000. I don't understand it. Maybe it's not for me to understand, though. I don't know. But back to Sonya Massey. All this points to him going to jail. I can see him going to prison. I can only see him going to prison off of this. Was it Grayson? Sheriff's Deputy Grayson. I can only see prison in his future. And you have President Trump, former President Trump, calling for the death penalty for people that commit non-crimes. You know, they call them victimless crimes because there are no victims. It's not really a crime, though. These acts of selling narcotics and illicit drugs, they should get the death penalty. I think you should get the death penalty when you shoot unarmed, innocent, homeowners and people in their houses. That should be cause for, death penalty. In my eyes, that his is clear and present actions. It's unequivocal. You can't try to equate. Well, maybe he had this a little bit and that. No, you can't do that here. So I think that's, the key behind all this. That's what keeps me fighting for it. I fight for a reason every day. As little views I may have, that's fine. I'm the only one that is really pushing it. I'm pushing for the Ayn Rand Institute to get billions of dollars. They're dealing millions and millions. It's not about millions. It's about billions. I'm talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. The Ayn Rand Institute and Troy Star Terrain's Snitch Network need hundreds of billions of dollars. And I'm trying to get to that point where I have hundreds of billions of dollars so I can donate that to these special institutions. Can you trust Africans? Mr. Troy Star Terrain said he never trusted an African. He never met an African with good intentions. That's what he said. I've had Africans in the past that I've had great relationships with. I don't really look down upon them. I believe if there's ever going to be any kind of reparations, then it has to be through Africans, not Americans. It has to be through Africans. Africans have to give their reparations to the foundational Black Americans of this country. So I hope that answered your question. But look, it's been real. I had, an interesting conversation, just going back and forth, talking about, you know, the Sonya Massey issue, and seeing what we can do about that, seeing what we can say about her and her ideals and all the facts that she had. And that's why I really, you know, struggle to find an answer. So one day we may see this and it may all make sense. I thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody who came through. I shall see you sometime tomorrow. Take care.